You know, many times when you attend an event of this type, they ask you to silence your cell phones, don't get on social media. But these days, social media is a very important form of communication for all of our stakeholders. Most events, like I said, ask you to put your phones away. We want you tonight to take a moment to follow the GCCS Educational Foundation on Facebook and Twitter. You can find their tagline information in your program that's before you and on the table card that numbered your table. And the reason we're asking you to do this evening is for every 50 likes in the next week, the foundation will have a drawing for a free foursome to participate in its October Golf Scramble. So it gives you a real incentive to go ahead and use your phone at this moment. I also want to let you know that the Greater Clark Educational Foundation was established in 1999 with the goal of helping Greater Clark County schools maintain a margin of excellence and to complement our public schools' ability to provide supplemental educational programming and development of grants to our educational community. Tonight's event is the Foundation's largest annual fundraiser and helps to pay for 750 school juniors to take the ACT free of charge, provides work keys training in the high schools, gives up to 10 creative classroom grants, along with providing 20 teachers an opportunity to participate in Greater Clark's robust teacher externship program. At this time, please join me in welcoming the GCCS Educational Foundation Chairman, Eric Ballinger. He has been a part of the foundation since its inception. Thank you and have a great evening.
I was hoping for a little walk-up music, Purple Rain maybe, in honor of our man Prince. If any of you guys went to college in the 70s or the 80s, you know what effect he had on us back in the day, I'll guarantee it. So anyway, as Sandy said, my name's Eric Ballinger. I serve as the chairman of the board of the Greater Clark Education Foundation. Welcome to our third annual Champions for Children event, sponsored by the Jeff FOP. Tonight is a big night for us because we get to celebrate the outstanding service of our staff. It all starts with you guys. Those of you that know me, and some here in the audience know me very well, both my parents were teachers in the Greater Clark system. My mom's one and only job was at Parkwood Elementary School. In fact, back in the day, she drove 40 miles one way to get her degree to become a teacher once she got all of us kids in school so she could do that. My dad was a band director at New Wash, Charlestown, Parkview. If you guys know what being a band director is like, it takes a lot of extra time, a lot of effort to stay after school and teach those kids how to play their instruments. But they were very passionate about their careers as teachers. But tonight's awards are not just about teachers, but about all Greater Clark staff who are dedicated to bringing their expertise to bear on the strength and well-being of our school system. People who do what it takes every day to live up to their commitment to their students. The values my parents shared with me that I see at work in our school system are helping those that are most vulnerable, our young people. Working hard, a determination to better oneself, and last but not least, the importance of teamwork. I want to be one of the first tonight to thank you for that. It cannot be said enough. Thank you, teachers. I'd also like to thank the sponsors for making tonight's one-of-a-kind event possible. Their support is not only a well-deserved vote of confidence to our outstanding staff, but it also helps pay for the Foundation's programming. Because of their financial contribution, Each year, our foundation is able to give the ACT test to about 750 juniors, free of charge. We provide the Work Keys training in the high schools, and we give up to 10 creative classroom grants and provide at least 20 teachers the opportunity to participate in the school district's robust externship program. First and foremost, Jeff FOP. You guys have made a significant commitment as title sponsor of the Champions for Children. We we'll just keep clapping for them. We heard from the FOP that supporting our staff and the youth of our community was an easy decision to make. They asked us to share their sentiments about our staff in their own words, so this is a quote from the FOP. Over the course of our school years, our lives are touched by many types of educators. Not only are we given the necessary education to go into this world, we are given skills to mold us into good people. While reading and writing are important, you guys give us strength to face our fears, courage to try something new, and confidence in who we are. All of this while being patient as we learn. You, our Greater Clark staff, inspire our kids to be better people. Congratulations to each of you for taking your calling to the highest level and inspiring the minds and lives of our youth. Thank you, Jeff FOP. The Jeff FOP are men and women who, like our staff, live lives of service. So thank you again, guys, for both your generosity to the foundation and for your guys' service as police officers in our community. I'd like to mention some of our other sponsors. At the challenger level, we have Covert Hawkins. We have a returning challenger, Aramark. So at the challenger level, let's give those two groups a round of applause. At the contender level, we have Clark County Auto Auction, we have Harshaw Train, and returning contenders, Assured Partners, Edward Jones, George Faust Sons Company, and your community bank. Thank you, guys. Lastly, a big thanks to our competitor sponsors, Badger, Spiller, and Nicholson, Clark County Sheriff's Office, Ed and Debbie Meyer, Greater Clark Education Association, MCM CPAs and Advisors, Southern Indiana Realtors Association, and then our returning competitors, American Fidelity, Clark Memorial Hospital, First Savings Bank, Greater Clark County Schools, Humana, Ivy Tech, Piper Jaffray, and Thomas W. Peterson Law, and Wellness for Life. Thank you, guys. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a few other individuals that make this all possible. The cooperation we get from our school board and Dr. Mellon is outstanding. We thank you guys for the leadership and vision that you guys have for our school system. Thank you very much. And finally, to our foundation board members who are here, actually I'd like for them to stand, whoever's here besides myself. Not sure who all's here, but these guys volunteer countless hours to raise money and to provide guidance for our numerous programs. So for that, we are all very appreciative. Thank you, guys. And finally, a huge shout out and thank you, as was already mentioned, to our executive director, Katie Wheatley. Katie has come in a little over a year, completely transformed our foundation. Our fundraising is up, our participation is up, and we are building momentum to do great things for the students of Greater Clark County Schools. So thank you, Katie. You moved on me. I was looking over here for you. So it's time to move on to the highlight of the evening and this year's outstanding staff. So at this time, I'd like to bring up my good friend, Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Travis Hare.
Well, good evening. I'm Travis Hare, Deputy Superintendent for Greater Clark, and it's my pleasure tonight to announce our Building Classified Support Services Employees of the Year. Greater Clark County Schools established the Classified Support Service Employees of the Year Award to be presented to a staff member who has made an outstanding contribution to their school, the district, and community. Building winners will be introduced individually, so please come forward when your name is read. Joining me on stage tonight to help present our awards is Toby Deaton, the Fraternal Order of Police Southeast District Trustee, and the Jeffersonville Fraternal Order of Police Lodge number 100 Vice President. If you please welcome him. So without any further ado, we'll get started, and we'll have the first person come forward, and they'll meet Dr. Mellon here in front of the stage and receive your first award. Starting with the administration building is Mr. Jason Davis. Jason is a technology manager. He's been employed with Greater Clark for 19 years. Jason is caring. He's very hardworking. He's an individual who doesn't quit until a technology issue is complete and resolved. He's a team player and is always there to help, no matter how big or small the issue. Staff members look up to Jason and value his knowledge and his helpfulness. And one of the things you may not know about Jason, I'm going off script here, Jason, for a minute, but it makes Aaron nervous when I do that. But going off script, one of the things you may not know about Jason is he monitors the students and what goes back and forth. And I will tell you, this guy right here does a tremendous job of that, and he keeps our kids safe every day, and he does a great job for that. Thanks, Jason. Jason Davis with the administration building. Our next person is from Auxiliary Services, Mr. Bill Peck. Bill, if you'll come forward. Bill has been employed with Greater Clark for 31 years. Bill's background and knowledge of all kinds of heating and air conditioning units make him invaluable to the district. He's always willing to work when and where he's needed, being pulled in many different directions. Those boilers and the HVAC units, they're old, and Bill knows them inside and out, and he's one of those quiet leaders. And Bill, we sure do appreciate all you do, and thank you. From Bridgepoint Elementary, Kiyomi Budorf. Kiyomi's been employed 21 years with the district, and she's one of our most patient paraeducators in the district, and always seems to know just what the Bridgepoint Bears special education students need. She arrives at school early every day and will do anything she is asked while keeping a smile on her face. Our students have made gains academically and emotionally because of her strong relationship building. From Bridgepoint, Miss Kiyomi Budorf. Charlestown High School is next. Charlestown High School is Brenda Jones, a paraeducator. Brenda. Brenda's been employed with Greater Clark for 20 years. She's coming right around the corner. Here she comes. Brenda is always upbeat, conscientious, dependable, and loving to all of the students at Charlestown High School. She has a no problem is too big or too small outlook, and there is no such saying as this is not my job in her vocabulary. She is helpful everywhere, from the front office to the classroom, all the way to the lunchroom. From Charlestown High School, Ms. Brenda Jones. Charlestown Middle School is Elizabeth Brooks. Elizabeth. Liz is the treasurer at Charlestown Middle School, and she's been employed with Greater Clark for 10 years. You can elbow your way through, Liz. Just come on up here. Liz is very dependable. She's very hardworking, and she's the ultimate professional. She loves all of Charlestown Middle School students and works hand in hand with the faculty. She has a positive influence on her colleagues, and she always has that smile on her face. From Charlestown Middle School, Liz Brooks. Clark County Middle High School is next. Miss Linda Duncan. Linda is a custodian, and she's been employed for 9 years with the district. Linda is one of the most diligent and conscientious employees on the staff. She takes a great deal of pride in her work and is always asking what she can do for the school to help it succeed. She is a valued staff member of the Clark County Middle High School, and we thank her for all she does. Linda Duncan. Corden Porter is next. Usually they're a little more rowdy than that. Jackie Hilliard is their representative. Jackie's a paraeducator, and she's been employed with Greater Clark for 18 years. Her patience and insight make her an ideal person to work with the challenging students. She can be counted on to do what is right and support all students, no matter how hard that might be. She trains both new teachers and paraeducators on the Corden Porter way. Jackie always takes the initiative to see what needs to be done, and she does it representing the Corden Porter way. Jackie Hilliard. Jeffersonville High School is next. Miss Nola Garrison. Or as I refer to her as just nurse. Nola is a nurse with the district. She's been employed for 10 years. She is very dependable, efficient, and I will tell you, she's one of the most caring people you'll ever meet. Her willingness to confront any problem and find a solution with a calm demeanor is a talent that she represents. Jeffersonville High School is very lucky to have her dedication, putting in countless hours each school year. Jeffersonville High School's own Nola Garrison. Jonathan Jennings Elementary is next. Cindy Boston. Cindy is the cafeteria manager, and she's been employed for 15 years. She cares for all students that she serves on a daily basis, not only nourishing their bodies with food, but their hearts with the example that she leads. She donates her time outside of school on many sewing projects, most recently sewing 60 bags for the students who participated in the production of hairspray. She also made a memory pillow out of a shirt of a former student who passed away, which brought comfort to her family. And there, Mark, hold your ears because I'm going off script. If you haven't had one of her no-bake cookies, it's worth the drive to Jonathan Jennings, Miss Cindy Boston. From Maple Elementary, Miss Janice Brewer. Okay, she's not here and is at a family function, but we'll make sure we get that out to her. I will read all about it. I was just waiting for Dr. Mellon to get back up here. Janice always has a smile on her face, and she goes out of her way to make sure everyone is fed so they have a great school day. Most importantly, she enjoys her job and is loved by all students and staff. She is known for always wishing students a happy birthday on their special day. Janice Brewer, Maple. Thank you. New Washington Elementary, Frances Swetnam. Frances is a custodian. She's been employed for 12 years, and she shows a lot of heart and passion in maintaining the school. She ensures students and staff have a safe and clean learning environment, even down to checking every desk leg and chair for loose bolts. New Washington Elementary is an outstanding school thanks to Frances, New Washington Elementary's own Frances Swetnam. New Washington Middle High School is Lori Cross. Lori is a paraeducator, and she's been employed for 12 years. Over the years, Lori has taken initiative to do many jobs that may not always fall under the normal job description of a paraeducator. She has been very helpful in working with students, even developing a plan and strategies to work with a student who was in a wheelchair and did not speak. She has an amazing work ethic and always goes the extra mile. New Washington's Middle High School, Lori Cross. North Haven Elementary, Miss Sharon Ream. Sharon is a paraeducator. She's been employed for 17 years and recently retired from North Haven Elementary. She was more than just a paraeducator. She was a natural-born leader and teacher. Kindergarten classrooms ran efficiently with her help, consistency, discipline, knowledge, and love. She will be greatly missed by the Eagle family, and representing the Eagles from North Haven, Sharon Ream. Parkview Middle School, Jen Blackwell is next. Jen is a paraeducator and she's been employed with the district for 7 years. Jen works to build awareness and understanding of autism through a variety of programs at Parkview. She helps coordinate the school's Best Buddies program and works with the general education students to get them involved with the self-contained students. She is a hard worker and a team player who is always willing to help when needed. From Parkview Middle School, Ms. Jen Blackwell. Parkwood Elementary, Miss Ann Wills. Ann, where are you? Ann is a paraeducator. She's been employed for 12 years. She sees the potential in all students and helps with all of the kids to recognize it within themselves. She helps prepare students for life by encouraging hard work and persistence and by setting high expectations and helping them give their very best. From Parkwood Elementary, Ann Wills. Pleasant Ridge Elementary, Linda Kent is next. Linda is a paraeducator. She's been employed for 12 years. Linda is always willing to work with students in various settings and is a huge factor in the students' overall climate. She takes the initiative when she sees something that needs to be done. However, she is also respectful of her job and the duties and is open to ways to improve student behavior and achievement. From Pleasant Ridge Elementary, Linda Kent. River Valley Middle School, Miss Yasmin Flores is next. Yasmin is an interpreter, and she's been with the district for 5 years. Yasmin is always helpful with the school's ELL families. She is excellent in assisting them with registration, interpreting during conferences with counselors and administrators, as well as phone calls and front office assistance. She is a great asset to the Raider family. Representing the River Valley Middle School Raiders, Yasmin Flores. Riverside Elementary, Debbie Caldwell is next. Debbie is a paraeducator and she's been employed for 8 years. Debbie's military background helps with her time management and dedication to her students. She is known for coming in early, staying late, and also working unpaid summer days to help prepare classroom materials for students. She has helped co-lead the school's honor council for the last 2 years, a proud Riverside Roadrunner, Miss Debbie Caldwell. From the Service Center, Mr. Jim Cotner. Jim is a bus driver. He's been employed for 7 years. He's an exemplary bus driver. He is well-liked, friendly, respectful, and considerate. He displays these qualities with his students, with parents, and with coworkers, and everyone he comes into contact with during the workday. His dependability and professionalism are exhibited daily. From the Service Center, Mr. Jim Cotner. From Spring Hill Elementary, Yvonne Homeister. Yvonne is a health assistant and she's been employed for 16 years. She is more than a health assistant. She wears many hats at Spring Hill. She quietly takes the role of students and family advocate. At Christmas time, she coordinates an angel tree program to ensure all students can experience the joy of opening gifts while also making sure they have the basic necessities like clothing and shoes. She has a heart of gold, and Spring Hill students rely on her every day. From Spring Hill Elementary, Yvonne Homeister. Thomas Jefferson's Amy Mayrose is next. Amy is the media clerk, and she's been with Greater Clark for 16 years. Amy is much more than a media clerk. She is also a very dedicated educator. In addition to teaching in the library, Amy is working with students during Impact Time by running the Reading Counts program. She motivates students to not only read, but to enjoy reading. Her enthusiasm and spunk are loved by all students and staff. From Thomas Jefferson Elementary, Amy Mayrose. From Utica Elementary, Donna Robinson. The administrative assistant, she's been with the district for 5 years. Donna is one of the most knowledgeable, helpful, and sweetest individuals in the district. If she doesn't know an answer to a question, she knows how to get it. She has built a bridge between our school community and outside community by developing relationships with families. She never meets a stranger and takes every opportunity to motivate and inspire others. From Utica Elementary, Donna Robinson. Wilson Elementary, Susan Chamness is next. Susan is a paraeducator. She's been with the district for 13 years. Susan works hard every day to make sure the students at Wilson get the things they need. She arrives early and stays late to work with the communities and schools, ensuring that students are taken care of during their entire day. She genuinely cares for each student and works to help them be successful. Representing Wilson Elementary, Susan Chamness. I say we give the group one more hand. Congratulations. Please welcome our Board of School Trustees President, Mr. Mark Pavey, to present the 2015-16 District Support Service Employee of the Year.
I feel like I'm amongst greatness here. What a group. Another hand for them. I have the honor tonight of introducing the Classified Employee of the Year. What a great honor it is. Greater Clark County Schools Classified Support Services Employee of the Year has been with the district for 19 years. He is the epitome of what Greater Clark is and the standard every employee should strive to be. When situations arise, he is always ready to ask the right questions and find the right solution and take action. Jason Davis, Jason Davis devotes countless hours to look out for the well-being of our students. Since the implementation of the district's one-to-one initiative, Jason's daily filter searches have brought issues to the forefront that could have been detrimental to a student and their families, such as contemplation of suicide. When he comes across these situations, he immediately alerts the necessary individuals and does his part to keep our students safe. It is safe to say that Jason has had a personal hand in saving the life of a student. Jason Davis is a role model to those he works with and is respected by all. His contributions to the district are immeasurable. Congratulations to the 2015-2016 Classified Employee of the Year, Jason Davis from the Greater Clark County Schools Administration Building. All right, please welcome Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education, Dr. Kim Hartledge, who will recognize the district's Certified Employees of the Year.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Kim Hartledge, Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. It is my pleasure tonight to announce our Elementary Certified Employees of the Year. Greater Clark County Schools Certified Teacher of the Year Award is designed to recognize, reward, and renew the importance and contributions of the teaching profession in public schools. Building winners will be introduced individually, so please come forward when your name is read. For the administration building, Amy is the Executive Director for School and Instructional Improvement. She has been employed for 19 years. Amy is a team player who is willing to help anyone in any circumstance. She has tremendous knowledge about the district, from instruction to human resources to business and technology. She is a key component in the district's daily operation. You have to stay. Bridgepoint Elementary, Season Neal.
I'm sorry. I'll go on the other side. I'll get straight. We'll go on the other side.
Season is a third grade teacher. She has been employed for 6 years. Season is a very skilled, passionate teacher who plays a leadership role in many areas of our building, including our leadership team, professional development, and planning events. She challenges teachers and students to set and reach new pride goals daily. Season Neal. Jonathan Jennings Elementary, Amy Short. Amy is the art and music teacher. She has been employed for 10 years. Amy is an excellent teacher that creates strong lesson plans that students truly enjoy. She is an integral part of the school's theater department and has been a producer of our school plays each year. Amy works with every student in the school and has instilled a love of art and music in each and every one of them. Amy Short. Maple Elementary, Miss Phyllis Farrell. Phyllis is a second grade teacher employed 39 years. In her almost 40 years of experience, Phyllis has always been a teacher that other teachers look to for leadership and guidance. Her wisdom, integrity, and spiritual direction have been instrumental in leading other teachers to a higher level of greatness in many areas. Her standard of excellence permeates through Maple Elementary. Phyllis Farrell. New Washington Elementary, Mag Young. Mag serves as a reading interventionist and has been employed for 29 years. Mag is a valuable asset to New Washington Elementary, giving countless hours to support students with small group instruction. She tracks and assists in progress monitoring of all impact students. She collaborates with teachers to provide classroom assistance as well as supportive intervention lessons. Mag Young. North Haven Elementary, Christina Sonner. Christina serves as a third grade teacher and has been employed 7 years. Christina is a very efficient and dedicated teacher who also helps with the school's technology. She spends many nights and weekends at school preparing for her students and keeping up the needs of technology. She is the epitome of a true professional. Christina Sonner. Parkwood Elementary, Courtney Byrne. Courtney is a fifth grade teacher employed 6 years. Courtney is very in tune with students and their individual needs while always advocating for what each child needs. She is very perceptive and recognizes when a student doesn't get it and will adjust her instruction accordingly. She remains professional at all times and her positive demeanor is contagious. Courtney Byrne. Pleasant Ridge Elementary, Shelley Blake. Shelley Blake, first grade teacher, employed 18 years. Shelley was the most loving and caring person, and the fact was validated by the outpouring of love and support that was shown following her untimely passing early this school year. The majority of her 18 years with the district were spent at Pleasant Ridge. She took the time to make sure that every one of her first grade friends felt part of her classroom, and she cared for each one of them as if they were her own children. Her responsibilities as a teacher extended far beyond the contracted duties, as she was a mother, friend, mentor, and role model for her students. She was a tremendous person, and her contributions to the district cannot be overstated, and the void created by her passing is one that can never be filled. However, her students will always continue to carry on her legacy by the way they treat others with the same respect and love she showed for each one of them, while working hard to learn as much as they can to become successful students and members of the community. Mrs. Blake is not given this nomination because she has passed away. She is deserving because of the way her memory will live forever and ever at Pleasant Ridge Elementary School. Accepting the award on Shelley's behalf are her children, Brittany and Sal, who she loved so very much and was always so very proud. Shelley Blake. Riverside Elementary, Debbie Edel. Debbie is the Academic Improvement Coordinator and has been employed 37 years. Debbie is compassionate and kind. Her smile and contagious laugh brighten everyone's day. She has a servant's heart and a daily demonstrated love of students and staff. Debbie is a Riverside icon valued by all. Students and parents return to the building to visit and seek her out, remembering Miss Edel and her embracing "I care about you" attitude. And I have to add that she is a mighty fine baker of her famous brownies that she so graciously bakes for all who visit Riverside, and there's probably not many people in this room that have not enjoyed her brownies. Miss Debbie Edel. Spring Hill Elementary, Lisa Carter. Lisa is a fifth grade teacher employed 20 years. Lisa is one of those teachers that everyone admires. She is dedicated, enthusiastic, and involved in everything. She has spent her career at Spring Hill Elementary and is a strong believer that every child can learn. She teaches them to believe in themselves and to rise to the highest of expectations. Lisa Carter. Thomas Jefferson Elementary, Linda Cannon. Linda serves as a special education teacher, employed 26 years. As a teacher with students who have a wide variety of learning disabilities, Linda is always making adaptations in order for them to find success. She makes connections with her students that are important, since in many cases she has the same students year to year. She is willing to listen when you have a concern and share her experiences to help ensure that both teachers and students feel like winners at the end of the day. Linda Cannon. Utica Elementary, Jackie Sanders. Jackie is a fourth grade teacher, employed 37 years. Jackie is a great team leader and is phenomenal at mentoring young, new teachers. She has a wonderful rapport with staff and students and is always willing to go above and beyond. She is positive with all students and staff and is the consummate professional. Her level of creativity goes beyond compare in her work. Jackie Sanders. Wilson Elementary, Linda Coates. Linda is a reading interventionist employed 11 years. Linda is the jack of all trades. Not only is she the school's literacy specialist, academic coordinator, and family night guru, but she is the barista, confidant, and the school's sunshine. She is someone who truly believes that all children can learn. She is notorious for keeping her, quote, babies in intervention even after surpassing her goals, simply because she loves them so much. She has touched so many lives and hearts. Linda Coates. Please remain standing in front, and please welcome Dr. Steve Griffin, the district's Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, to introduce this year's Secondary Certified Employees of the Year.
Thank you, Dr. Harlage. Kim and Travis had promised me that there'd be a step stool back here, but hopefully you can see me. As Dr. Harlage said, my name is Steve Griffin, and I'm honored to share with you our Secondary Certified Employees of the Year. First, from Charlestown High School, Mr. David Null. Mr. Knoll is a math teacher and has been employed with Greater Clark for 13 years. David is a lead member of Charlestown High School's early college team and took on an extra course during Impact to ensure students meet the requirements to receive an associate's degree. He frequently goes above and beyond his required duties and is an asset to the school. From Charlestown High School, Mr. David Null. From Charlestown Middle School, Miss Christy Tolliver. Christy is a 7th grade teacher and has been with Greater Clark for 9 years. Christy has a very calming demeanor that promotes a great atmosphere for leading. She uses a variety of materials, technology, and differentiates so well with her students. She's a great leader and, more importantly, a great team player. From Charlestown Middle School, Ms. Christy Tolliver. From Clark County Middle High School, Mr. Doug Murphy. Mr. Murphy could not be with us this evening, but Doug has been an alternative education high school teacher and has been employed with Greater Clark for 27 years. Doug goes far beyond his scope of responsibilities to assist everyone at Clark County Middle High School. He's always positive and helpful and builds relationships with some of the district's most challenging students. He is an asset to our school and our district. From Clark County Middle High School, Mr. Doug Murphy. From Corden Porter School, Miss Susan Daly. Susan is a special education teacher and has been employed with Greater Clark for 5 years. As you know, Corden Porter serves students with emotional and behavior needs, and Susan Daly creates a family and caring community with her students. Students that enter her classroom bring with them all the obstacles that have prevented achievement. Yet Susan finds their strengths and teaches them strategies by doing community service and tutoring. She pushes all of her students to give their best. From Corden Porter School, Miss Susan Daly. From Jeffersonville High School, Mr. Mark Riley. Mark has been a science teacher with Greater Clark for 33 years. Mark's classroom is a place where all students feel engaged and free to contribute. He's always looking for ways to encourage students and staff by inspiring us all to be better people. He's a very optimistic teacher that continuously promotes the positive things occurring at Jeffersonville High School. And again, just a little side note, I had the honor and privilege of teaching across the hall from Mark for 8 years, and he was my unofficial mentor and one of the more patient men I ever met. We taught Bio 2, Honors Bio 2. He knew what he was doing, I didn't. All the time I was running across asking him, what does this mean? What does that? So very patient, and just a super, super guy, Mr. Mark Riley, Jeffersonville High School. New Washington Middle High School, Mr. Jonathan May. Jonathan is a math teacher and has been employed for 8 years. Jonathan is a hardworking, dedicated teacher and coach. He lives in the New Washington community and has a special interest in the school and lives for the students. He teaches them not only academics, but lifelong goals. He's a wonderful male role model for his students. From New Washington Middle High School, Jonathan May. From Parkview Middle School, Mr. Steve Tull. Steve is a 6th grade teacher and has been employed with Greater Clark for 20 years. Steve is the very definition of a teacher in the way that he pushes, encourages, promotes, and provides learning opportunities for students. For the past 2 years, Mr. Tull has been the teacher liaison for the school's PTO. He spends countless hours serving Parkview outside of the school day. One will rarely, if ever, find a former student who doesn't remember the year they had Mr. Tull as a teacher and talk about how much they remember the little things he did for them. From Parkview Middle School, Mr. Steve Tull. From River Valley Middle School, Mr. Kyle Parr. Kyle is a math teacher at River Valley and has been employed for 13 years. Kyle is described as a fun, motivational teacher. A student explained that Mr. Parr understands how kids actually feel, and he makes it easier to stay focused. He's not overwhelming. He's just very inspirational and caring. Kyle is an amazing teacher in person who cares deeply about all of his students. From River Valley Middle School, Mr. Kyle Parr. At this time, I'd like to welcome back to the podium our Board of School Trustees President, Mr. Mark Pavey, to present the 2015-2016 Greater Clark County Schools Teacher of the Year Award.
Well, I'd say we're in pretty good hands looking at this group over here in Greater Clark. Another round of applause for them, please. Greater Clark County Schools Certified Staff Member of the Year has dedicated 38 years of her life to the district. She is currently an academic improvement coordinator, but has also served as a 5th grade teacher, a 4th and 2nd grade teacher, a reading interventionist, and a reading first coach. Debbie Edel. Debbie Edel has always been a champion for children and a jack of all trades. There is no problem too small for Miss Edel to figure out. She is the epitome of a problem solver. Her first words to everyone she meets are always, "What can I do for you?" Debbie selflessly puts aside her duties to service the needs of others. She is the number one go-to person in the building for students and staff for a plethora of reasons. Riverside Elementary has not only benefited from her teaching talents, but also her abilities as a technology guru and professional development presenter to enhance staff and student achievement. Also, her love and enthusiasm for sharing children's literature is magnetic. All of her efforts and her willingness to serve make her the number one asset at Riverside Elementary. Congratulations. Oh. And I'm sorry, I thought I was done, but I'm not. We have page 2. So Debbie is also an example of an exemplary employee. Her life is about helping others be the best they can be, and we are proud to call her our own. Congratulations to the 2015-2016 Teacher of the Year, Debbie Edel from Riverside Elementary. I don't have 2 pages for you, I can promise you. All right. Yeah. All right. Please welcome Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Andrew Mellon, to present the district's Administrator of the Year award.
It's my pleasure tonight. Yes, thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. What a great group. I can tell you that the luckiest person in this room is me. I look forward to this every year because I get the opportunity to shake the hands of the best people that we have in our school system, and it's a tremendous honor, so I'm very, very lucky. It's my pleasure tonight to announce our district's Administrator of the Year for the 2015-16 school year. The district awarded this recognition for the first time last year. Our district is very fortunate to have such a talented leadership team. Please join me in a round of applause to thank them all for their hard work and leadership. The Administrator of the Year award recognizes an outstanding leader who has succeeded in providing high-quality learning opportunities for the students at Charlestown High School, as well as demonstrating exemplary contributions to the profession. Mark Loeffner began his 10-year career with Greater Clark County Schools as the principal at Parkview Middle School. He then transitioned to his current role as principal of Charlestown High School. He is a driven leader, taking the school to new heights. Charlestown High School has been named an A school by the Indiana Department of Education for 3 consecutive years under Mark's leadership. He has been instrumental in the development of the school's early college program, in which students can earn college credits while in high school. The program is very rigorous and can result in a graduate not only earning their high school diploma, but also an associate degree from Ivy Tech. 6 Charlestown High School 2015 graduates earned their associate's degree, and there are 14 seniors on track to earn their associate's degree this school year. Mark Loeffner exemplifies the district's motto of bridging excellence and opportunities as he and his staff work diligently to ensure every Charlestown Pirate succeeds. Please join me in congratulating the 2015-16 Administrator of the Year, Mark Loeffner from Charlestown High School. Come up here. Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to recognize one of the district's greatest champions. He will be retiring at the end of this school year after serving in Greater Clark for 22 years. He's worn many hats, including science teacher, boys basketball coach, assistant principal, and for the last 14 years, he has been the principal of New Washington Middle High School. His leadership has taken the school from a B letter grade to an A. Please join me, if Mr. Ledbetter wouldn't mind standing for us, please join me in saluting Ben Ledbetter with a round of applause. A class act, Ben. I was going to say you'll be missed, but I think we'll probably still find a way to take advantage of your heart and your soul and your compassion for everything about Greater Clark. So this is always one of my favorite nights because we get the opportunity to celebrate and honor the best of the best. I congratulate all of tonight's honorees. We are very fortunate to have such great individuals in our Greater Clark family. I want to thank our foundation board for their dedication and commitment to our district and to tonight's special event. I believe a record was set, about $55,000 was raised for tonight's event due to our foundation. I also want to thank our school board for its continued support of our employees, our students, and our initiatives. School board, thank you so much for everything you do for our school corporation. I greatly appreciate our Educational Foundation's Executive Director, Katie Wheatley, for her dedication, leadership, and commitment to our foundation and to our district, and for her efforts putting tonight's event together. So, Katie, thanks again. A special thanks also goes to our Supervisor of Communications and Marketing, Erin Bojorquez, for her continued support of our foundation. And thank you to our sponsors who believe in our school district's mission and so generously donate to our Educational Foundation. Lastly, thank you for sharing in tonight's celebration. We are doing great things in our district for our students. First and foremost, that is our priority, and that would not be possible without our dedicated staff and supportive parents and community members. Have a good night, and please drive safely.